Yep, I Like Wrestling podcast.
You see what I did there?
Are you gonna start?
Oh, yeah.
Are you real right now?
The greatest general manager. Jesus. I'll allow it.
That's peon moves.
Yep, I like wrestling.
Greetings from parts unknown. My name is Sonny Sofrito, and today I am joined by the greatest general manager in Yep, I Like Wrestling history. And you're joining us for episode 48. 48? Yeah. What? And it's the Comic-Con episode. Oh, Jesus.
That's a thing?
Yeah, it's a thing, man.
That happened?
Yes, it happened. And it was glorious!
Oh, shout out to Matt Hardy!
Yeah, speaking of Matt Hardy, there was a great cosplayer that did a great Matt Hardy at Comic-Con.
Well, why don't you tell the people what exactly happened at this Comic-Con? Or as I like to call it, Pornhub for nerds.
And that happened. So, Comic-Con is a great... So, in other words, you're just gonna...
I'm hungry. My cholesterol's low. And I think yours is too.
There's nothing wrong with my cholesterol.
You don't know that.
Anyway. So, Comic-Con, which is a yearly event that goes on, New York Comic-Con, which is a yearly event, which happens at the Javits Center. Nothing but comics, geek culture, anime, wrestling, because now, wrestling wasn't considered a part of Comic-Con. There's going to be a great interview that's up with the creator of Headlock Comics, Mr. Mike Kingston, which is a great insight into what he went through as being someone that's bridging the worlds between wrestling and comics, which was also one of his panels that he had. It was, dude, this whole weekend, it was so great. That you had cosplayers doing Alexa Bliss, Ronda Rousey, Charlotte Flair, Matt Hardy, and at least about 15 Macho Man Randy Savages. Oh yeah, doing the spinning. Basically, listen, there's gonna be a lot of footage of all that stuff that's gonna be up, or possibly up by the moment that you're seeing this. So make sure you check out Yep, I Like Wrestling on YouTube, as well as our Instagram, because there's a lot of stuff. So guess who I met?
Who'd you meet, Sonny?
I met Jerry the King Lawler.
The King? Was it? Why were you talking to Jerry the King Lawler?
Because I like royalty.
That's interesting.
I mean, Tara is the princess, and you're the...
Don't do this. I'm not doing this with you, Sonny. I'm not doing this with you.
So, as I was saying, Jerry the King Lawler was there. Sting was there. Yes, he's alive, not dead. Like you keep on saying that he is.
I'll wait till I see them footage.
Shout out to Seth Rollins. Trish and Lita.
The Hall of Famers were there.
Christian was there. The Godfather was there.
Sonny, were any of the hoes there? Please tell me there was a hoe there. Was there a hoe?
I don't know, because when I saw the Godfather, it was actually in the bathroom.
Shout out to the bathroom stall.
And he was actually waiting for a bathroom stall, trying to so he could change. So I mean, hey, it happens. CM Punk was there.
CM Punk.
Yeah, surprisingly, CM Punk was there. CM Punk was there, but he wasn't doing any signings. He was there for something totally non-wrestling, it's kind of combat sport related. He was doing some kind of panel for some show that he's hosting called the Beastmaster or something like that. I really don't know. I didn't know he was there until after he was already gone, to be honest with you. But CM Punk was there.
Was AJ Lee there?
If she was, I have no idea. But there was some AJ Lee cosplayers too.
Oh, I hope she got the day off from school.
Those are the thoughts and opinions of Sonny.
Oh, come on.
As you can see right now, the disclaimer is in front of you. Yeah. So, but it was great, and you're about to see some of the footage that I took and that also was taken by Roger. Roger Adams was in the house. Can the Japanese really be the house?
I suppose it can be a house.
It's a big fucking house.
The name dropper was in the house.
Yeah, and he had some great discussions with some people, and we also have a really cool interview in audio form with Faye Jackson from BCW Wrestling.
Shout out to BCW Wrestling.
Yeah, it was great. The whole thing was amazing, and we have a lot of discussions with some other wrestling fans that I hope you enjoy. So check it out.
What is going on, guys? This is the one and only name dropper, Roger Adams, here for Yep I Like Wrestling. We're here at Comic-Con with one of my favorite wrestling people that I personally know, George Serrano. He's been a long-time wrestling fan for many a moon.
Yeah.
So have I. I mean, I think I've been more of a fan, more of moons, like as more moon cycles than you have. I mean, but in any case, though, I mean, I know you're a long-time wrestling fan. What brings you here to the Comic-Con?
You know, this is actually the third year in a row that I come to Comic-Con, and I've actually went the same year I went to Comic-Con for the first time. Just a couple years prior, I went to WrestleMania for the first time. And the thing is, something about Comic-Con, something about WrestleMania, something about these, what I guess some people would call safe spaces for the fandom, is incredible, because a lot of times in the regular world, we hold this weird shame for these things that we really care about, these things that we spend tons of money on.
No, you're 100% right.
Things that literally, I know certain fictional characters and wrestlers more than I know certain members of my own family. And that's only because, you know, people are far and away, but the same way that wrestling was always there for me on Mondays, comics has always been there, from Batman the Animated Series, Spider-Man, G.I. Joe showing up, being both comic book, and then Sergeant Slaughter spanning out of G.I. Joe and becoming an actual wrestler. Like, the good guys versus the bad guys, that same battle exists in comic books and in wrestling. And when it comes to stuff like the con, if you're a true fan, you gotta be here. You have to be here. The same way I would say, if you're a wrestling fan, you gotta make a big event, whether it's a Wrestle Kingdom, whether it's a WrestleCon, whether it's a WrestleMania. You need to sit in the fandom, because there's nothing like people being passionate to the full extent.
Yeah, I mean, I 100% agree with you. I mean, I understand that Finn Balor, Bayley, and Sasha Banks were here actually doing some pictures and signings yesterday.
Right, and that's another cool thing about it, is the first time I came here, I saw Ric Flair. You know,
I was like, yeah, we were here together actually, and then we turned the corner, bam, Ric Flair.
Ric Flair, Ron Simmons, Road Warrior, Animal was here, and so sitting next to, you know, famed artists and writers of comic books, it's all, like I said, it's all just amalgam, it's all mixed together. And when you mention somebody like Finn Balor, who takes his paint inspirations from things like The Dark Knight, when he did the Joker stuff in a Wrestle Kingdom entrance, he does Venom, basically, Spawn.
He basically does.
Venom and Spawn, these characters that are larger than life, they lend themselves to pro wrestling. You're never gonna make it in pro wrestling unless you are larger than life, unless people want to dress like you. And I don't know if you've noticed, but there are Finn Balors all over this.
Everywhere. I took a picture of a fake Finn Balor after I took a picture of the real Finn Balor.
You know, I've seen Bayley's, I've seen Alexa Bliss's, I've seen Sasha Banks. The fandom is here, and the same way with comic books, you can tell who's really making a name in comic books by who people are dressing up as here. And there's no shame, there's no problems. I haven't seen, like you would think with so many people packed here, especially in the not most friendly city of New York, that there would be fights breaking out. People got swords and stuff here.
All the time, like people would be beheaded.
But no,
you know, as they walk through Comic-Con.
There is a harmony amongst fans here that I can only ever express at professional wrestling shows, where people chant together, people sing together, people have matching t-shirts. I'm getting fist bumps by everybody who sees my Reverse Flash t-shirt, which is available at tpublic.com/user/comicbookclick. And it's all just, it's one big family, and nothing beats being a part of this family.
What's up? We're still here at New York Comic Con having a great time, and I have found a familiar face. Tell everybody who you are.
The vessel I am currently in shall be known as Matthew Hardy.
And how are you enjoying the con?
The convention of comic books in New York City has been simply wonderful.
Wow, wonderful. Wonderful. The Comic of Con is wonderful for you?
Yes.
And that was the thing. So, what are you looking forward to doing this entire weekend?
Finding all of the insidious sport monkeys invading this convention and rendering them obsolete.
And if they are obsolete, what will you do to them?
Delete! 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 Delete!
That, ladies and gentlemen, was a word from your fellow wrestling fans.
The Intercontinental Champion. Ooh, yeah!
Ooh, yeah, the Tower of Power, too sweet to be sour.
Obviously, I mean, you must be a fan because, you know, you have like the head wrap, you got the outfit, you got the T-shirt, you got the belt, you know, and you got the swag too. I was like, you gotta have the swag.
I like
to really do it.
That. Yeah, I was hoping I'd have enough of the charisma to pull it off, but
all right. I mean, what's your favorite Macho Man Randy Savage match?
oh, maybe him versus Ricky Steamboat, either that or his feud with Jake the Snake Roberts.
Ooh, you know what? That feud of Jake the Snake, it's super underrated to me.
No, yeah, it was dark for the time. Like
it's pitch black compared to everything else of that time.
No, exactly.
I was like, when you have to whip out a real snake to bite, you know, Macho Man, I mean,
two of the greatest of all time, and then there you go.
I mean, absolutely. I mean, who are your favorites right now, if you do?
Currently, I'd say AJ Styles, Dean Ambrose, guys like that, you know, the usual indie guys.
AJ, to me, is probably one of the, like, after Shawn Michaels, is probably one of the greatest legit wrestlers, you know?
Yeah, him and I think Cody Rhodes and Kenny Omega are having a great time over in Japan.
I was like, no, absolutely. I absolutely agree. I mean, is there anything else that you want to say to you know, your homies out in the internet land?
Just go for the gold. Ooh yeah.
Go for the gold, man. Thank you again. Enjoy Comic-Con, man. All right, so how long have you guys been wrestling fans?
Been a fan for as long as I can remember.
He got me into it the past year.
Oh, so you. Oh, well, so you're a brand new wrestling fan.
New.
I was like, well, I see you have the Charlotte outfit, like looking gorgeous. If I'm not insulting you.
Thank you.
And I was like, and I see you have the referee T-shirt.
Officiating everything.
I was
Going
like,
around,
well,
I even got an offer to become a ref today. I'm not even kidding you.
He did.
I was like,
He literally did.
wow. So fun fact, I actually ran into Tim White. I mean, I don't know if you know Tim White.
Referee.
It's like, yeah, he was actually there.
Mankind.
Exactly. He was actually there for the signing. So Bailey, Sasha Banks. He was actually. I was trying to take a picture of him. He was just like, nah. He didn't want to get in trouble, which I don't want to get Tim White in trouble.
No.
I was like, yeah. All right, but yeah, I mean, what is like your favorite matches that you've ever seen?
Ooh, I know off the top of my head.
Okay.
I know off the top of my
I was
head.
like, for him, it might be a little hard.
Oh, that's a tough question. Come back to me on that one.
Okay.
Start with
So,
How about you, Charlotte?
since I just got into it, Charlotte versus Asuka, beating and ending Asuka's streak. I love Asuka, don't get me wrong, but it was an amazingly booked match.
I was like, I mean, Charlotte, I do particularly adore as a female wrestler. I think she's definitely very high up there.
Yep.
And that was a very good match. I was like, I have a little bit of misgivings about the way the match went down, but I think it was a great match. I do agree.
Yeah, the thing that I liked at the end the most was the respect that they showed each other, because you don't see that.
Yeah, you don't see that in general.
Exactly. So seeing that, icing on the cake.
I mean, well, you don't even see that from our president, but you know, moving on.
Ooh.
two for that one. Ooh.
Spilling some tea.
All right, so guys, thank you for just even like lining up for, you know, just to be interviewed for a few brief moments. I do appreciate it, you guys. Thank you so much.
Anytime.
Thank you. It was a pleasure.
It was a pleasure.
I'm gonna have to go with John Cena, CM Punk, 2011 Money in the Bank.
Ooh, that's not a bad match. That's not a bad match. By the way, Charlotte, say hi to Rick for me. I just saw him like 2 years ago. He was in fine shape. I mean, I understand he had some things happen, but he's good now.
We're good. We're fine.
Okay.
We're fine.
All right, so thank you so much, guys.
Thank you.
No problem. Anytime.
All right.
My name is Sonny Sofrito, and I'm here hanging out with Dave. Dave, tell me about your booth and what you're doing.
Yeah, my name's Dave Shaw. We're here at the Lair, where the collectors dwell. We sell comics, pops, high-end statues, toys. We do it all. Custom glass, custom shirts, posters, everything you could possibly name. We have it here. And magic. We do
magic?
We hold tournaments and everything.
Oh, you guys go in with it.
Yes, we do.
So, I hear you are a big wrestling mark.
Yes, I am. Since I was a little kid, my uncle, my father put me onto it. As they grew up, their favorite was Bob Backlund, Bruno Sammartino. I grew up in the 80s, so Hulk Hogan, Macho Man, Randy Savage, The Dragon, ST Special Delivery Jones, Junkyard Dog. That was all my era. And now, even the Attitude Era, my favorite is The Rock.
Give me a people's eyebrow. $5. Everything got all right. So before we got on air, you were telling me that you watch NXT, and NXT is the truth.
Yes.
Who's your favorite in NXT right now?
Oh man, you know what? This man is growing, and he's only like, I believe, 22 years old, and he has a bright future. The Velveteen Dream. He is the truth. He has the charisma of a god, and that's my favorite, and my daughter's favorite also. She just fell in love with him.
So tell me, you watch a lot of the social media when it comes to WWE and stuff like that?
Yes, I do.
So what you think of Velveteen's Dream's nice try Terry tweet?
Yes, the Hulk Hogan. Hulk Hogan wanted to be his manager, but Velveteen Dreams kept it simple. I ride solo.
Nice try, Terry. Listen, check these guys out. They're in the Bronx. They have a shop. They do their thing. They got some stickers that I'm about to buy a lot of because I have a lot of stuff to put stickers on. Shout out the location and the website for you guys.
Oh, it's 1850 Colden Avenue, Morris Park in the Bronx. That's where we're located at.
And what's your website?
Oh, the website is thelair.net.
Thanks for joining us. We're going to keep it moving with some more stuff from New York Comic Con.
That's right, baby.
Woo!
Another wrestling fan here.
That's right.
That's like a very lovely wrestling fan.
Right, loyal.
All right, so what's your name, by the way?
My name is Joanna.
Pleasure meeting you, Joanna.
Likewise, thank you.
Okay, so I just have a mild question for you. I mean, are you staying abreast of like the modern wrestling?
You know, I just haven't. I'm more of a loyal person, so I remain loyal to the original. You know, like Hulk Hogan, Macho Man.
Okay, so like the legends, like the Hall of Famers.
Yes, that's me all the way.
Okay, so I could go back a little bit. I might look young, but I could definitely go back with you.
How far back? Let's see.
I could probably go back to at least Mania 3. In terms of at least my knowledge.
That's not bad.
I was like, you had Macho Man and Ricky the Dragon Steamboat in that legendary match.
That's right. I remember that.
I was like, did you watch it live at the time?
No, I was young. I got into wrestling. I was in the, it's funny, but I didn't even speak English when I got into wrestling. And it was his energy. It was Hulk Hogan. And I was in the 4th grade. Came here, didn't speak a word of English, but it was just that energy that I was just like, what? I really wanted to know what he was talking about. And ever since then, I've always been a fan of wrestling.
Just like Hulk Hogan never needed a reason to keep his shirt on. He was always like, he was always like that.
Yes.
And I was like, I'm pretty sure he'd be implicated for a bunch of other things if it was just that.
That's right.
But he kind of was. But that's. But moving on though. But moving on. So what brings you to Comic-Con?
I come here every year. I'm a huge fan. I've always been fascinated by strength and superhuman power and what the human brain and humans in general can do.
I was like, no, the human brain is capable of a great many things. We just only use 20% of it.
That's right. And I've always been fascinated with that other side. Like, what else are we not doing? And even as a young kid, like I grew up I was raised as a very traditional Latina, and for me it was like I don't want to be in that box. I don't want to be cooking. Don't get me wrong, I could cook a mean rice and beans and chicken and tostones.
I mean, wow.
Hello, you know what I mean? You can't be a Latina if you don't know how to dance and cook. You know, that's like part of it. But I wanted to do a little bit more than that. Like, I wanted to know it was out there. And I really do feel wrestling was the thing that gave me that first taste of, like, power. And I've just been a huge fan of weightlifting. And then I got into, found, Arnold. And then I got heavy into weightlifting and fitness.
You got the Angela Bassett arms right there.
Right?
You know?
But I've always been just a fan of like the energy that people bring in here. It's like you can't compare it to anything else.
I do 100%.
Yeah, but today I was with Marble. I was doing
You got the classic with the classic logo.
That's right. I'm a huge fan, and I also have the belt. I also represent DC.
I appreciate you representing both Marvel and DC.
That's right.
All right. I mean, I understand you also have a podcast as well. I mean, we also have a podcast which you should know about.
That's right. I was walking by. I was like, wow, that caught my wrestling. What? And podcasts, those are my two loves right now. Yeah. So that was like, if you're watching or listening, like, please check them out.
So, Space Ghost, what brings you here to Comic-Con?
Well, as you know, my show has been canceled for some time, so I have a lot of time on my hands. And there ain't much going on in the Ghost Planet. And I've been hearing lots of stuff going on about some guy who's president who's, doing a lot of weird things down here. So I figured the Earth could use my help right now.
I was like, the Earth could very well use your help.
Yes, so I'm here to help out where I can. And I figured I'd start here so I could blend in.
Okay. I mean, that's fair enough. That's very true. But I do have to ask, are you a wrestling fan in any sort of degree?
Depends. I'm a wrestling fan from a different generation than you.
All right, so which generation are we talking about?
We're talking the Hulk Hogan, Roddy Piper generation.
Oh, please, let's talk about the Hulk Hogan, Roddy Piper generation.
Please, what do you want to know?
Okay, so it's like, I mean, out of either one of those men, which was your favorite back in the day?
Let's see. Well, back in the day, Hulkamania was the way to go. Roddy Piper, not so much. And then, of course, we lean towards, the Brutus Barber Beefcake.
I mean, of course, Brutus the Barber Beefcake, the legendary haircut.
All of the classics, yes, exactly. Randy Savage, all of the best. We miss them.
I was like, I miss them too. I was like, I'm glad someone from even like the skies, even knows about these men, even misses them so much.
I remember on the Ghost Planet, it takes a while for transmissions to get up there. It's a long way off. It's a long way up. I remember when it was WWF, not WWE. That's how far back we go.
And I was like, hey, I go back a little bit. I go back to like the very early 90s myself. I'll go that far back. But I know Roddy Piper. I know Hulk Hogan.
Ultimate Warrior.
I mean, Ultimate Warrior.
Warrior was the best.
I was like, me personally, is like Macho Man Randy Savage. Like, ooh, yeah.
Yes.
That was always my favorite.
Exactly.
I was like, any particular Randy Savage matches that you would count amongst your favorites? That took a very long time to be broadcast, obviously.
Yes, we just saw the one with him with Hacksaw Jim Duggan and the Rockers, and WrestleMania.
USA.
That's right. WrestleMania. Whatever number that was, I remember it was in the single digits. That's how far back.
I was like, well, I know you're a very busy man. It's like, exact WrestleManias might not be your strong suit.
Yes, exactly. I was like, actually, I hit my Inviso power and watched the entire thing from the ring.
Awesome. I wish I had your Inviso powers.
It's kind of off right now. The battery's dead. So.
Okay. All right. So, is there anything else you'd want to add before, I send you on your next mission?
No. You know what? I want to thank you very much for your time and tell everybody stay safe. And, rock on.
What's up, everybody? We're here at New York Comic Con having a great time. I'm over here with RX Superstar. What's going on?
None, we chilling here, right here at the Javits Center, New York Comic Con. Yup, I like wrestling. Check out their podcast. Come out to the shows. Check out my podcast. All that great stuff. Wrestling, man. Gang.
Tell them where to find you.
You can find me at www.rxsuperstarproductions.com. My Instagram, RX Superstar. Everything is RX Superstar. Facebook, Twitter, everything.
Yo, you having a great time at the con?
Yeah, I'm having a great time at the con. But I want to just make sure you guys understand. Tune into my channel, Twitch, at www.twitch.tv/RX Superstar.
All right, cool. Yo, so when it comes to Comic-Con, you know how like the invasion of like wrestling has become bigger and bigger every single year. What's your feelings on how wrestling has become a part of the mainstream geek culture now?
Well, I always felt that wrestling was a part of the geek culture and the Comic-Con culture, and it's just all one big family. Because as myself growing up, collecting comic books and going to wrestling shows, I always consider that as one whole family, as one unit. But I'm glad to see there's more wrestlers out here, more people cosplaying as wrestlers. I'm taking their championships every picture I take, and this is great.
All right, man. So it's like this gentleman in the Deadpool shirt. He's also a wrestling fan. I was like, yeah. I was like, yes. So I mean, what's one of your favorite matches of all time?
One of my favorite matches of all time. Wow, that's a good question. I would say probably Shawn Michaels versus Bret Hart back in WrestleMania 14? 13.
I actually have that jacket of that match. I have it in my bag right there.
Classic right there.
It's one of my all-time favorite matches as well. And it's just like, man, so it's like Stone Cold was on fire at that point in time.
Stone Cold was hot. He was the hottest thing. He was the hottest thing out, Stone Cold, man. That was.
I was
Stone
like,
Cold
yeah, he was fucking up cameraman.
Yeah,
like
he was crazy.
I was like, yeah, I mean, I think
found the whole Toronto screw job thing, how Vince screwed Bret. I found that kind of, that was kind of dope too, how they played that storyline very well. And
I was like, I mean, I was growing up when that happened, and just like when I was a kid, it's like, what is going on? Like, why is the announcer going to tell the people to ring the bell? And I was like, oh. And then I realized my childhood ended that very day.
It was crazy, man. A lot of people's childhood ended that day. Oh, shit, look at that.
How we doing, Joker? I'm good, man. I'm good. Just like, you want to talk about wrestling or? Alright, man. It's all good. It's all good. I was like, I mean, so are you still like keeping abreast of wrestling as of right now?
Yeah, I watch wrestling sometimes. Not that much though. I'm not a every week kind of guy, but I know like as of now who's like the champ and stuff like that, who's on top, stuff like that. But I'm not on it every week. Like
all right, so really huge. I mean, so if you do that, I mean, I'm pretty sure that you know that our Universal Champion is Roman Reigns.
Yeah, unfortunately, it's very unfortunate, but yeah.
I was like, I mean, I feel the same way that you do. I mean, I also participate in the Yep I Like Wrestling podcast. Right, I mean, I don't know if that's something you listen to. I think that's something you should listen to.
I've heard of the wrestling podcast. Yeah, I've definitely heard of it.
I was like, awesome. It's like, matter of fact, I highly recommend that you do watch it. But I mean, I know that you aren't following as closely as he was in the past.
Yeah, no.
But
back in the day, I was.
But who's one of your favorites as of right now?
As of right now, I would say talent. When I see it, I would have to say AJ Styles.
AJ Styles, man.
That guy's a wrestler.
I mean, I agree. He's A1.
That guy brings out the best out of all the superstars. He's a wrestler.
I mean, he might even. I think in this match of Roman Reigns, I think he brought out the best of him.
He did.
Although it's like that's kind of like wringing out like moisture out of a dry towel.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Right. Definitely.
All right, so like, I mean, again, I thank you for your time.
Of course, man. Anytime.
Enjoy Comic-Con.
You already know.
And I was like, yeah, and Roman Reigns sucks.
Terrible. Roman Empire out of here.
Welcome back. This is Sonny Sofrito at New York Comic Con. I am hanging out with Peter Romanski, admin of the Yep I Like Wrestling group on Facebook, and I am also hanging out with the lovely Faye Jackson.
Hey.
What's going on, Faye? How you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. So, word has it that this is your first Comic-Con.
Yeah. Yes.
Welcome.
Well, thank you. Welcome. Yes, this is my first Comic-Con.
Welcome to the cult.
Welcome to insanity. Yeah.
You can definitely say that.
If you could fit a lifetime of nerdism into 4 days, this is it right here.
Yeah, I see that.
I'm gonna see you later, kid. Buying a piece of your art.
So Sonny's giving shout outs to Jerry King Lawler over here.
Shout out to Jerry King Lawler.
We literally just sat and ate lunch right next to Jerry King Lawler. That's the type of status Yep is on now.
Well, I did just get him the table. I saw a table opening up. I saw him walking with his friend, and I was like, yo, I got a table for you right here. Like, that's some real wrestling mark shit.
See, and then there you go. And he'll always remember that. Then you could always bring it up. Hey, remember that one time I got you that seat at the Javits?
Comic-Con?
Exactly.
Now can you come and host one of my events? Hey, you know what? Things are stranger. You know what? I had the funniest conversation with Mike Kingston from Headlock Comics, which is a wrestling comic book. He told me, every time I see you, I always remember you wearing a cape. And I was like, what? And then I remembered I had a Batman cape on the first time I saw him.
Oh wow!
I never wear costumes, but that day it was me.
You had a cape.
It was me and my lady and her niece, and we had all gotten like the 50-year anniversary Batman capes, and I was just like, all right, you know what? I'll throw it on. And so we all were walking through Comic-Con with it on, and that's when I introduced myself to him. Like, hey, what's up, man? I'm Sonny Sofrito. So that mental image is ingrained in his head.
He just thinks you walk around with a cape like normally. Like he just didn't.
Like, basically, like I walk around with a cape at all times.
It doesn't have to be Comic-Con.
I mean, you could.
You know what? That could be my gimmick.
Yeah.
That's pretty funny.
With a big S on the back of it.
You know
Sofrito.
Or
a big picture of Sofrito.
It'll be S.
Yep.
Exactly. But I ain't walking around in underwears. I'm not doing that. Nah, I'm not doing that. I don't have the body type for that.
Everybody has the body type for that. You're fine.
No, I do not have the body type for that. No.
If I can do it, you can do it.
I body shame myself. No, I'm good. I'm good. Nah, it's all good. But Faye, we haven't had a chance to really sit down and talk. So tell me about what you got going on right now.
I'm just going anywhere and everywhere. I'm still wrestling the East Coast, North Carolina, Virginia, Boston. I'll be in the Midwest next month.
That's dope.
Yeah. Things are looking like I may be overseas next year sometime.
Okay.
So I got some things.
Around.
Yeah, I got some things coming up. Yeah.
So a little known fact, Miss Faye Jackson used to come to some of the Yeah, I Like Wrestling viewing parties back in the day, and then all of a sudden I run into her at an event that she's wrestling, and where you killed it.
Oh, thank you.
And then all of a sudden I'm like, and you're like, you know,
you look familiar.
I used to come to the events back in the day.
Yep.
You know, and now I'm into this.
Yep. All it took was somebody hosted some pay-per-view events in the city.
Yeah.
Me and my then boyfriend, now fiance, we're looking for things to. Oh, thank you. He's a big wrestling fan. I was a big wrestling fan.
Oh, you guys bonded on that.
It worked.
I think we saw it off of a meetup or something. Y'all announced it, and I was like, "Look, they're hosting a pay-per-view. Let's go to this." And wings and beer and wrestling.
Yeah,
I mean, why not?
Why not?
Yeah.
That was what
perfect
I want to say. 7 years ago, I think.
Yeah. Well, was it a Royal Rumble?
Yes.
Did you see that?
It's about to be 7 years.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that was actually Wilkins' first event, because before Yep I Like Wrestling got involved, Wilkins started doing those events, and then me and him linked up after that.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, so it's been a thing where it's grown and grown, and when we connected, we started doing the events together.
Now you can't even get in.
No, you see? So, yeah.
Now you can't even get in.
Well, actually, I'm not gonna say that, because after one time that we had to turn away like about 85 people, and that was at Sweet 36, because we didn't expect to have the turnout that we had. So now what we try and do is that we always anticipate, larger turnout.
Mm-hmm.
So like, say for instance, when we did WrestleMania, we had 1,100 people come through.
Oh my!
So
well, congratulations.
Thank you.
That's a lot of people.
But we weren't gonna fit them all in Legends.
That's more than an indie show that runs in the area. Just saying.
It was funny because we had like 850 people in reservations. And
wow.
Then we announced that Rikishi was coming through.
Mm-hmm. Oh.
So
blew up.
But like we were already at 850.
That's crazy.
Then we announced Rikishi, and then it was like, should we get a third spot? Because shout out to Legends, which is where we host all of our regular events, but also shout out to Jack Dempsey's bar, which is like the sister bar or brother bar of Legends, and they always show us nothing but love and respect, and everybody over there, Anda and Maynard and Martina, they're freaking awesome, and we were able to accommodate everybody in those two spaces. I'll tell you right now, it definitely felt like playing Tetris with people.
Oh, I can imagine that many people.
So crazy.
But that just shows when you're dedicated to something, when you have a passion for something. When I first started going to those events, I want to say maybe it was 100 people there, but we still had a good time and we still showed love, coming all the way from Jersey until, you know, time happens, things happen, so we couldn't make it as much as we could. But look at how many people come out now.
Oh yeah, it's crazy. I mean, for you as a fan that's now in the mix, have you seen like a specific, is there anything specific that's kind of blown your mind about how people are now following you more and more?
I will say that. At the end of the day, I'm still a fan. I'm always going to be a fan of wrestling. Even if I decide one day that I'm not going to do it anymore, I'm still always going to be a fan. People do treat you differently.
Oh, of course. Well, yeah, because it's like, you know, before they're marking out with you, now they're marking out for you.
And at the end of the day, I like to treat people as like, if you come up to me and say you're a fan of something, I'm a fan of it too. You're a fan of what you're watching on WWE, I'm a fan of it too. People watching the Mae Young Classic, I got friends there. Hopefully I'll be there, but you know, I support my friends there, and to watch other people support my friends there, but then at the same time, like, you should be there too. Like, to me, that's like, that warms my heart.
Yeah,
because, like I said, I'm a fan of whatever is going on when it comes to wrestling. So I try to treat it as, you know, we're all the same in a sense.
Well, I feel you.
Yeah, support full circle, you know?
Exactly.
Yeah. Well, it definitely is full circle, especially with you, man. You know, before you came to watch. Now we're trying to go watch you. By the way, glad we got a chance to sit down and talk with you.
Finally.
Yeah, I mean,
at New York Comic Con of all places.
I mean, okay, so tell me real quick, how are you feeling about Comic Con?
It's, you know what, it's cool.
It's blowing your mind, right?
I'm not where I would cosplay. It's not my thing.
Okay.
It's cool to see other people cosplay.
I mean, in a way, you can actually do cosplay as yourself.
Yeah.
Just wear your ring gear and come in and...
Yeah, basically.
For me, I feel like I'm not at that status yet where I can come in and people are like, oh, what are you? Like, that's just not... For me, I would.
A wrestler.
Yeah.
Well, that'll be the good segue to, you know, maybe get some business cards.
That's true.
And then well, what's your costume? Well, by the way, I'm a wrestler.
That's true.
Well, you know what? Even better, you are a queen. So as a queen, you should have some people in your court walking behind you with a sign saying, "This is the queen."
Yes, I like that. Yes.
Anything is possible.
But Comic-Con has been cool. I've been seeing a lot of unique outfits. I saw Forrest Gump and Jenny.
Oh, you saw him too?
Yes.
Oh man. Yo, you know what I'm saying? I saw that dude yesterday and today. And yesterday his lady wasn't dressed as Jenny. But today when I saw her, I'm like, Jenny!
Yep.
Jenny!
Saw a lot of Thanos. Saw a few Black Panthers.
I saw a really good Joker.
Yeah,
from
I've seen
Suicide
a few of those.
Oh yeah, well I seen
that one. He had everything. Like he had like the makeup, like the contours of like his chin and his like cheekbones and everything, with the grills and the shirt open, and it was like spot on.
Did you see the Joker from The Killing Joke? That actually,
no, I didn't see that one.
Yeah, oh my God.
No, I didn't see that one.
He had a Hawaiian shirt on and everything. He had like a little pin with the fish with the Joker smile on it. And he had the camera, so he would do the pose from the cover of the comic book. It was crazy.
Sick.
Yeah, I took a really good photo.
People go all out for this. This was cool.
But it's they go all out and then they pay attention to the little details.
Yep.
Like, you know, there's so many costumes where they just go down to the minute little thing. I saw a Swamp Thing, and the detail in his costume, he had a rock on the back of it with moss on it. He had a little squash sticking out of it. Like, he went in. It was crazy. Like, he was like a true science project.
Yeah, some of these people, they do like all year round, you know? It's like all year round on their free time.
Who this guy is,
it's like
with
a hobby,
the
you know?
red robe and
a lot of time put into it.
the cowboy hat, and he has a martini glass.
Where?
Right here.
Was that like JBL?
That's what I thought, but he has a martini glass. I don't think that's it.
I'm wondering if he's like supposed to be JR from Dallas.
Maybe.
Or even Bobby Ewing or something like that. Yeah, I remember. I never watched the show, but I actually knew the names. I don't know why, because the show was like all over the news. But anyway, yeah, there's a lot of costumes, and a lot of costumes that you kind of gotta do the double take and be like, huh? And then you end up being a mashup. Like the funniest one I've ever seen is the dude that's dressed up as Thor if Thor was Ronald McDonald. So like his hammer,
those
the mashups,
those crossover, those mashup costumes are like the crazy shit.
his hammer is like a Happy Meal.
Wow.
Yeah, like he looks like Thor, but if Thor was Ronald McDonald.
I saw a Deadpool shark.
Oh, yeah. How about, did you see the Deadpool Pope?
No, I didn't see that one.
I got a picture with Deadpool Pope.
Wow.
Or Pope Deadpool. And I actually, like the picture I did with him, I'm standing in front praying, and he's like blessing me.
Wow.
That's crazy,
So,
man.
yeah, you know where I'm ending up.
I wish I could dress up. You know what I mean? I would love to dress up, but like, it's just I personally can't do it. I'm hot in like every weather, so if I wear an extra layer, it's over. It's like I'm all about comfort. You know, you're walking around for 8 hours. You got to have some comfortable shoes. You know what I mean? So
I've always thought about dressing up because people always ask me, but the most dressing up I'll do is like what I did today. I'm wearing a shirt that says innocent bystander. So basically all I've been doing all day today is just photobombing massive photo sessions.
every time somebody stops for a picture, it's like you see Sonny in the background with an innocent bystander t-shirt.
That's genius.
No, but the thing is, I stand in the background, but I'm also like not looking at the camera, so I'm looking like I'm just looking up in the sky, like like I'm just minding my own business. So I've had a lot of people cracking up because I'll just move into the frame little by little, and I'm just there like acting like I'm just not doing anything else.
That's genius, actually.
Exactly, like caught off guard, like literally you're playing the part, innocent bystander. Oh, I'm just minding my business.
I had a couple of friends that came up to me that were like, yo, I was taking this picture and I just found you in the photo. And I'm like, yeah, mission accomplished. My gimmick worked.
Right, a photobomb everybody.
To the point where like people see you and they actually want you in the scene now. It's like, wait a minute, get this guy in the background.
That's the reason why it took so long to get down here. But like Faye, like all the stuff that you've been doing, like as a personal, like has it been like a thing that's like changed your life?
Yes, because I never imagined myself to be a wrestler, but here I am. When I first got into the business, I was a valet because I didn't have the guts to actually put on a match. Okay. I didn't have I just didn't have that confidence in myself to be like, this is something I want to do, but I'm not athletic. So instead, let me walk somebody up to the ring, or let me do this and do that. And I slowly gravitated into putting on a match and being a professional wrestler now.
So what was the tipping point that made you say, hell with it, I'm going to do it?
It was my first trainer, Grim Reefer, who I used to always, I valeted for as well. When he would put on a match, or he would want me involved or something, he'd be like, all right, you gotta learn how to take this move. All right, now you gotta learn how to take this move. All right, somebody's gonna give you a power bomb. You gotta learn how to take this move. So after a while, he was just like, well, forget it. Since you know how to take these moves, you should be able to do these moves. And I'm like, nah, that's all right. He's like, no. He's like, slowly but surely, you'll get confidence to the point where you need to be in this ring. He was the first one to tell me, you need to be in this ring.
Oh, wow, that's crazy. And if you haven't seen Faye Jackson before, one thing to know that when you do, she is like a general in the ring. So, it's amazing to hear the words that you're saying right now, being the way how far you've come to where you're at now. And you know what? I applaud you for it, and I wish you nothing but the best of luck with it.
Thank you.
That's awesome.
Thank you. You have my heart always.
Thank you. So we're gonna get back to chilling out over here at Comic-Con. Thanks for joining us on this particular segment. More to come. Talk to you soon. Peter, you have any last words?
Not really. Rock out Comic-Con, I guess. Keep conning. Keep Comic-Conning.
You know what? I kind of like that. Keep conning.
Keep conning.
And in a good way.
Not the bad way.
Well, thank you for having me.
Nerd out or something, I don't know. You caught me on the spot. I couldn't think of a nice catchphrase.
Nerd out with your blurb out.
Nerd.
Well, thank you too for having me. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
So I hope that you enjoyed that. I did. This fucking guy. Listen, you know what? Comic-Con was a great experience. If you've never done it, make sure you do it next year. Don't listen to him, because he's going to be dragged to Comic-Con next year. Kicking, screaming, doesn't matter. He's going in there, hat and all, and exactly, and the hat. And if he tries to take it off, he's going to be stapled to his hat, so it doesn't matter. Jesus. But,
Sonny, take us home.
That's the wrap up episode 48. And thank you for joining us. And please make sure you subscribe to us on all podcast platforms. Do a search for Yep, I Like Wrestling, and you got us. Or check us out on YouTube, youtube.com/YEPILW. And check us out on all social media at YEPILW. Thanks for joining us, and take care. Bye. Peace out.
3, 2, 1, action.
This is Woken Broken Matthew Hardy, and you are watching Yep, I Like Wrestling. And if you are not subscribed, you are obsolete and shall be deleted. Delete.